is a unique part of our program that many of you have come to expect, and some have come to dread, and some have come to enjoy. It is one of my favorite parts of the program. It is many people's favorite parts. I will now explain to you a little bit about how we learn our music in vocal ensemble. There is a big focus for me in this course on building music literacy skills, meaning the ability to look at a piece of music you've never seen before, or listen to a piece of music you've never heard before, and decode it into the language of music. The language of choice for me is movable do solfege. Many of you have probably, it sounds like foreign words, but you've heard it before in the Sound of Music songs, do, a deer, a female deer, re, a drop of golden sun. This method was developed hundreds of years ago to teach people how to understand, hear, and listen to music. When you play the piano, or the trumpet, or the flute, you have a physical place to put your hands to understand the pitches. In your body, you don't have this ability to physically manipulate yourself to get an exact pitch. So we teach them a system that helps them understand it. Tuning forks are fa like they always are. What they're doing right now is going into the scores, using the little metal things they have that are called tuning forks to get their starting pitches, decoding the score into syllables so they can figure out what the sound is, and figuring out how to sing it. They're doing this in sections. This is how we learn every piece in our program. The three you've heard so far have been learned exclusively this way. They split up into sections and teach themselves the parts. The next two pieces you'll hear after are also learned this way. You'll also hear this strategy being used at the beginning of this next piece. The piece that follows the sight reading example is called This Marriage by Eric Whitacre. It's a very challenging a cappella piece and has a particularly challenging line for the tenors where they have to tune in a way that's very different than the piano, so they can't get their starting notes from the piano. They have to find them by ear. So you'll hear them use the solfege to get their starting notes to be able to lock them perfectly in tune, and then we'll go into the piece. I'm making sure they have enough time to kind of scan through the piece, figure it out on their own, and then you'll hear it. They've never seen this before, they've never heard it before, they're decoding it on their own. Basses are good, altos are good, tenors are good, sopranos are good. All right. No hand signs. You can talk to us. No hand signs? You're fine with that. You can use those keys. Can I get a do from someone to do that? So that's a very reduced process of what you'd see if you were to come in and observe our classes anytime before this last week. This last week we were mostly just running through things for performance, to get prepared for the performance. But the previous several months we sit down, we do some drills together in the solfege, read some new examples. We break down the scores of the pieces we're working on and say, okay, today we're working on page 4, sopranos go over there, basses go over there, tenors go over there. Write in your stuff, your section leaders will help you out. I also want to give a special shout out to my section leaders from this term, Paul Keene and Francie Dumar, who've been running rehearsals for me while I've been out. They're incredibly capable students, and I felt so comfortable that I was able to go off to another state and work on conferences knowing that these students would run rehearsals. I don't need to have a video day or just a chill day or a busy work day. They're totally fine running their own rehearsal and teaching their peers, which is really, really cool.